You're at a red light on your motorcycle and somebody rear ends you. You go down, your bike slides into the intersection, you end up in the back of an ambulance with a separated shoulder and road rash from your wrist to your elbow. The driver who hit you doesn't have insurance, or maybe they do, but not nearly enough. According to the Insurance Research Council, roughly 1 in 3 drivers across the country is either uninsured or underinsured. Nevada has been identified as one of the states with relatively high underinsured motorist rates. You pull out your motorcycle policy to figure out what's covered, and this is where it gets bad. You bought the cheapest option, liability only, state minimums, and liability only pays for what you do to someone else. It doesn't pay for your injuries, and it doesn't pay for the bike. It doesn't pay for anything that just happened to you. That's not a coverage failure, it's an information failure. Nobody explained what the policy actually does and what it doesn't do. And motorcycle insurance has more gaps built into it than most people realize. If you don't know who I am, my name's Jim Eddington, and my agency helps individuals and businesses with their insurance every single day. Today, we're going to walk through motorcycle insurance from the ground up, and I'm going to show you where the coverage gaps are so you can close them before something happens. Motorcycle insurance is a separate policy. Your auto insurance doesn't cover your motorcycle. It doesn't matter if the same carrier writes both. It doesn't matter if you bundle them for a discount. When you're on that bike, your auto policy isn't involved. A lot of people assume their car insurance extends to anything with wheels. It doesn't. A motorcycle has a completely different risk profile. You have no seatbelt, no airbags, no steel frame around you. The way the carriers look at it, everything about the risk is different. The vehicle is different, the exposure is different, the injury potential is different. That's why motorcycle policies exist as their own product. Now, the coverage structure will look familiar. You'll see liability, collision, comprehensive, uninsured motorist. Those are the same categories as your auto policy, but the way they're priced, the way writers use them, and the gaps that exist between them are all specific to motorcycles. Familiar names, different product. If you own a motorcycle and you don't have a standalone motorcycle policy, you're writing uninsured. It's that simple. Nevada requires liability insurance on every registered motorcycle. The minimums are $25,000 per person, $50,000 per accident for bodily injury, and $20,000 for property damage. Those are the same minimums as your car. Here's the problem. Those minimums only cover what you do to someone else. If you're at fault and you hit another vehicle, your liability pays for their medical bills and their property damage up to those limits, but it doesn't pay a single dollar toward your injuries or your bike. And $25,000 in bodily injury sounds like a reasonable number until you realize one trip to the emergency room with imaging and a specialist referral can blow right past that. A motorcycle accident with a broken leg and surgery can easily reach 6 figures. If you caused the accident and your liability maxes out at $25,000, the injured person's attorney is coming after you personally for the rest. The state minimum keeps you legal. It doesn't keep you protected. There's a difference, and it's an expensive one to learn the hard way. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage is the single most important thing you can add to a motorcycle policy. We did a full video on uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage, and everything in that video applies here. But it matters even more on a motorcycle because the consequences of getting hit are worse. When a car hits another car, there's a frame and a crumple zone absorbing the energy. When a car hits a motorcycle, the rider absorbs the energy. The injuries are more severe. The medical bills are higher. And if the person who hit you has no insurance or not enough insurance, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage is the part of your policy that can step in. In Nevada, carriers are required to offer you uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. You can reject it in writing. A lot of people do because it adds to the premium. On a motorcycle, that's a decision you need to think about very carefully. A rider involved in a crash is significantly more likely to end up with serious injuries than someone inside a car. Broken bones, road rash, spinal injuries. The medical costs add up fast, and if the other driver can't pay, you need something in your policy that can. If you're going to spend money anywhere on your motorcycle policy, spend it on uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. It's the coverage that protects you when someone else creates the problem and can't pay for it. Motorcycle insurance handles passengers differently than auto insurance. When someone rides in your car, your auto liability generally covers their injuries if you're at fault. On a motorcycle, that's not always the case. There's a coverage called guest passenger liability. Some states require it, some don't. Some carriers include it in your standard bodily injury limits. Some carriers separate it out as its own line item. The point is that you can't assume the person on the back of your bike is covered just because they're on your bike. If you ever ride with a passenger, check your declarations page. Look for guest passenger liability or ask your agent whether your bodily injury coverage extends to passengers. If it doesn't, add it. The last thing you want is your friend or your spouse getting hurt and finding out the policy didn't handle passengers the way you assumed it did. Medical payments coverage, which we call MedPay, is another piece worth looking at. MedPay pays your medical bills and your passengers' medical bills regardless of who caused the accident. It's not a large coverage, usually a few $1,000s up to $25,000 depending on the carrier, but it fills the gap between the accident and figuring out who's at fault. On a motorcycle, where injuries tend to be immediate and expensive, having coverage that can help with covered medical expenses early in the claim matters. Motorcycle riders customize their bikes. Exhaust systems, saddlebags, custom seats, chrome, handlebars, audio, custom paint. The problem is that many motorcycle policies start by valuing the bike based on its factory equipment unless custom parts and accessories are specifically included or scheduled. Everything you've added after is considered aftermarket, and it may not be included in your base coverage. Some carriers include a small amount automatically. A common number is $3,000 in custom parts and equipment coverage built into your comprehensive and collision. That sounds like something until you add up what you actually spent on aftermarket parts. If you put $5,000 into upgrades and you have $3,000 in coverage, you're eating $2,000 out of pocket on a total loss. The fix is custom parts and equipment coverage, sometimes called accessory coverage. You can increase it, usually in $1,000 increments, up to $30,000 on some carriers. It costs very little relative to what it protects. Document everything. Keep receipts, take photos before and after installation. If you file a claim and you can't prove what was on the bike, the carrier is going to value it at factory. That's how it works. A lot of riders cancel their motorcycle insurance when they put the bike away for a stretch. Riding season slows down, the bike goes into the garage, and the thinking is, why pay for insurance on something that's not moving? There are a few problems with that. First, your homeowner's insurance or renter's insurance almost certainly does not cover your motorcycle while it's in storage. If there's a garage fire, a theft, or vandalism, your home policy isn't picking that up. You need a motorcycle policy with comprehensive coverage to protect the bike while it's sitting there. Second, if you cancel and then reinstate, you create a gap in coverage. Carriers see that gap and it can affect your premium when you come back. Some carriers charge reinstatement fees, some carriers reprice you as if you're a new customer. The short-term savings disappear fast. Third, if you have a loan or lease on the bike, your lender almost always requires continuous coverage. Canceling could put you in violation of your financial agreement. A better option is to talk to your agent about adjusting your coverage during the off months. Some carriers offer what's called a layup period or a storage option where certain coverage may be reduced or suspended while comprehensive stays in place. You're still covered for theft and fire, you're still maintaining continuous coverage, and the premium drops because you're not riding. Not every carrier offers it, but it's worth asking about. The goal is to protect the bike while it's sitting, keep your coverage continuous, and save where you can without creating gaps. Here's what I'd check if I were sitting down with a motorcycle policy right now. Liability limits. Go above state minimums. The minimum keeps you legal, it doesn't keep you protected. Uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. Carry it, match it to your liability limits, or go higher. This is the coverage that protects you when someone else causes the problem. Guest passenger liability. If you ever ride with a passenger, verify it's on the policy. MedPay. Get it. It pays your medical bills immediately regardless of fault on a motorcycle. That matters. Comprehensive and collision. If the bike is worth anything to you, carry both. If you have a loan, you're probably already required to carry both. Custom parts and equipment. If you have aftermarket parts on the bike, make sure your coverage reflects what you actually have, not what the factory shipped. Storage plan. Talk to your agent about what happens during the months you're not riding. Don't cancel, adjust. Motorcycle insurance looks simple until something happens and you find out it wasn't set up right. An agent who knows motorcycle policies can walk through every one of these with you and make sure the coverage matches the risk. This is what we do every day. If you need help with your motorcycle insurance or any other insurance for that matter, there's a link below where you can get a quote. Subscribe to the channel. We publish most business days, and what we cover is for individuals, families, and business owners who want to understand their insurance before they need it, not after. Thanks for watching.